Hello, welcome to European News at 7. I'm Greg Mazzara.
And I'm Dylan Burke.
And today we'll be discussing two documents of history. One including an inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of nations by Scottish economist and moral philosopher Adam Smith.
And on the revolutions of the heavenly spheres, published in 1543 by Nicholas Copernicus. He was a Polish priest and astronomer.
First we'll be discussing Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations. It was first published in 1776, and the book offers one of the world's first collected descriptions of what builds a nation's wealth. It touches upon such topics as the division of labor, free markets, the use of money, and the wages of labor. Many other authors will be influenced by this work, including Jean-Baptiste Say, David Ricardo, Thomas Malthus, and many others. Many people say The Wealth of Nations shaped government policy soon after it was published, impacting the decisions of rulers all over the world immediately. The Wealth of Nations can be considered one of the most influential books regarding economics of all time. Here I am with Adam Smith, who is in the middle of writing his famous novel, The Wealth of Nations. Adam Smith, what are you writing about?
Well, first I'm writing about what builds the nation's wealth.
Nation's wealth. What topics does this include? What do you mean by that?
Well, first I discuss the division of labor, how countries should have free markets, how to use your money, and different wages of labor.
Interesting. What do you mean by divisions of labor?
Well, I mean by dividing up the labor work, so not one person have many jobs, everyone will have a job.
So you're saying you want more people to have more jobs, which means more money.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That way there won't be much poverty, and people can actually pay the taxes, and it'll build up the country's wealth overall, being more stable.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of work to do, so...
Well, that was truly fascinating. I wish you the best of luck, Adam Smith, and I hope your book influences many people. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Now we'll be discussing on revolutions of heavenly spheres by Nicholas Copernicus.
Copernicus.
Oh, my bad. Nicholas Copernicus. He originally distributed to friends in small anonymous manuscripts so that he wouldn't be found out for his views against the church. He dedicated it to Pope Paul III and said that mathematics, not physics, should be the basis for understanding and accepting his new theory. He was afraid that by revealing that the Earth and the universe was heliocentric and not geocentric, he afraid that the church would go against him and hunt him down and probably kill him. So that's why he released it towards his death, when he was on his deathbed, so that he couldn't have any punishment for it. There were 6 books in total, and book 1 focused on that the Earth rotates on its axis around the sun in circular movements. Book 2 talks about the principles of spherical astronomy as the basis for arguments developed in the following books and given comparison catalog of fixed stars. Book 3 describes the work of Preccius of the equinoxes and treats the apparent movements of the sun and related phenomena. Book 4 is a similar description of the moon and its orbital movements. Book 5 explains how to calculate the position of the wandering stars based on the heliocentric model and gives tables for the 5 planets. Book 6 deals with the discretion and latitude from elliptical of the 5 planets. It talks about 8 spheres, or planets, and the outermost consists of motionless fixed stars, with the sun motionless at the center. The known planets revolved around the sun, each in its own sphere, in order: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and Jupiter, and Saturn. The moon, however, revolved in its sphere around the Earth. What appeared to be the daily revolution of the sun and fixed stars around the Earth was actually the Earth's daily rotation on its own axis. And now, we have some models of the heliocentric and geocentric we got when we interviewed Copernicus. This is the geocentric, which focuses on the Earth in the middle, and the moon circling around the Earth, and then all the other planets circling, and then there's the sun in between them. But his model, the heliocentric, focuses on the sun in the middle, and then Mercury, Venus, Earth, the moon revolving around the Earth, and Mars. And now here's the interview we had with Copernicus. Here we are with Nicholas Copernicus.
Copernicus.
My bad. And he's the one that wrote On Revolutions of Heavenly Spheres. So, what are you doing right there?
I'm drawing the correct way the solar system is made up.
And how did you figure out this view?
By using correct astronomical and mathematical terms to support my theory.
Okay. And it says here that you dedicated this book to Pope Paul III. Why would you dedicate it to a pope?
Well, you see, the Pope, a good friend of mine, supports my astronomical views unlike many other religious figures, and he agrees with my theory.
Okay. So, are you afraid that by releasing this book that some religious people are going to come after you because it goes against their views in the Bible?
Yes, it's understandable for me to be afraid, as many people have been killed or imprisoned for this. So I plan to release my information at the end of my life, so I am not punished for my theory.
Okay. So, it says here that you're also a published priest. Do you plan to stay a priest?
Yes, I plan to continue my priesthood, only because it's what I grew up in religion.
Are you a Catholic yourself? Are you like a true Catholic?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, it was nice to have this interview with you.
Thank you. And what I drew here, I will actually give to you personally. It is my theory of the heliocentric theory. Thank you.
Thank you.
And of comparing to what people believe today, the geocentric theory, I'll give it to you as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, it's nice meeting you. And that's it.
And that was our today's edition of European News at 7.
I'm Dylan Burke.
And I'm Greg Mazzaro. Stay classy, Europe.